countries lend back their currency to the empire. Countries without a reserve currency don't have that. And when the empire runs out of its own money, remember the United States in 1971? They can always print more. The exorbitant privilege afforded by the empire's reserve currency leads borrowing to increase and the beginning of a financial bubble. This series of cause and effect relationships leading to mutually supportive financial, political, and military powers, bolstered by the borrowing power of a reserve currency, have gone together since history began to be recorded. All the empires that became the most powerful in the world followed this path to the top. While in the top phase, most of these strengths are sustained, embedded within the fruits of their success are the seeds of their decline. As a rule, as people in these rich and powerful countries earn more, that makes them more expensive and less competitive relative to people in other countries who are willing to work for less. At the same time, people in other countries naturally copy the methods and technologies of the leading power, which further reduces the leading power's competitiveness. For example, British shipbuilders had less expensive workers than Dutch shipbuilders. So they hired Dutch designers to design better ships that were built by less expensive British workers, making them more competitive, which led the British to rise and the Dutch to decline. Also, as people become richer, they tend not to work as hard. They enjoy more leisure, pursue the finer and less productive things in life, and at the extreme become decadent. Values change from generation to generation during the rise to the top, from those who had to fight to achieve wealth and power to those who inherited it. They're less battle-hardened, steeped in luxuries, and accustomed to the easy life, which makes them more vulnerable to challenges. The golden era of the Dutch Empire and the Victorian era of the British Empire were such high prosperity periods like this. As people get used to doing well, they increasingly bet on the good times continuing and borrow money to do that, which grows into financial bubbles. Naturally, the financial gains come unevenly, so the wealth gap grows. Wealth gaps are self-reinforcing because rich people use their greater resources to reinforce their powers. For example, they give greater privileges to their children, like better education, and they influence the political system to their advantage. This causes the gaps in values, politics, and opportunities to grow between the rich haves and the poor have-nots. Those who are less well-off feel the system is unfair, so resentments grow. But as long as the living standards of most people are still rising, these gaps and resentments don't boil over into conflict. Having the world's reserve currency inevitably leads to borrowing excessively and contributes to the country building up large debts with foreign lenders. While this boosts spending power over the short term, it weakens the country's financial health and weakens the currency over the long term. In other words, when borrowing and spending are strong, the empire appears very strong, but its finances are in fact being weakened. The borrowing sustains the country's power beyond its fundamentals by financing both domestic overconsumption and international military conflicts required to maintain the empire. Inevitably, the cost of maintaining and defending the empire becomes greater than the revenue it brings in, so having an empire becomes unprofitable. For example, the Dutch Empire overextended around the world and fought war after increasingly expensive war with the British and other European powers to protect its territory and trade routes. The British Empire similarly became massive, bureaucratic, and lost its competitive advantages as rival powers, particularly Germany, soared, leading to an increasingly expensive arms race and World War. The U.S. has spent about $8 trillion on foreign wars and their consequences since September 11th, and trillions more for other military operations and for supporting military bases in 70 countries. And it still isn't spending enough to support its military competition with China in the area around China. In this cycle, the richer countries eventually get deeper into debt by borrowing from poorer countries that save more. It's one of the early signs of a wealth and power shift. This started in the United States in the 1980s, when it had a per capita income 40 times that of China's, and started borrowing from Chinese who wanted to save in dollars because the dollar was the world's reserve currency. Similarly, the British borrowed a lot of money from its much poorer colonies, and the Dutch did the same at their top. If the empire begins to run out of new lenders, those holding their currency begin to look to sell and get out rather than to buy, save, lend, and get in. And the strength of the empire begins to decline. The decline. The decline comes from internal economic weakness together with internal fighting, or costly external fighting, or both. Typically, the decline comes gradually and then very suddenly. When debts become very large and there is an economic downturn, and the empire can no longer borrow the money necessary to repay its debts, the financial bubble bursts. This creates great domestic hardships and forces the country to choose between defaulting on its debts or printing a lot of new money. It always chooses to print a lot of new money, at first gradually and eventually massively. That devalues the currency and raises inflation. For the Dutch, this was the financial crisis brought about by financial excesses and paying for the Fourth Anglo-Dutch War. Similarly, for the British, it was paying for its financial excesses and its debts from the two world wars. And for the U.S., it's been 3 cycles of debt finance booms and busts since the 90s, with the central bank stepping in each time with stronger measures. When the government has problems funding itself, when there are bad economic conditions, and living standards for most people are declining, and there are large wealth, values, and political gaps, internal conflict between the rich and the poor, as well as different ethnic, religious, and racial groups, greatly increases. This leads to political extremism that shows up as populism of the left or the right. Those of the left seek to redistribute the wealth, while those of the right seek to maintain the wealth in the hands of the rich. Typically, during such times, taxes on the rich rise, and when the rich fear their wealth and well-being will be taken away, they move to places, assets, and currencies they feel safer in. These outflows reduce the empire's tax revenue, which leads to a classic, self-reinforcing, hollowing out process. When the flight of wealth gets bad enough, governments outlaw it. Those seeking to get out begin to panic. These turbulent conditions undermine productivity, which shrinks the economic pie and causes more conflict about how to divide the shrinking resources. Populist leaders emerge from both sides and pledge to take control and bring about order. That's when democracy is most challenged because it fails to control the anarchy. And it is when the move to a strong populist leader who will bring order to the chaos is most likely. As conflict within the country escalates, it leads to some form of revolution or civil war to redistribute wealth and force the necessary big changes. This can be peaceful and maintain
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Oh, we're live. It's good to be here. It is Monday. Ooh, give me the shivers. It is Monday, April 11th, everybody. This is your boy Christian Israel, and you are tuned into Christ and Crypto in the Morning. This is a place where every single day we not just talk about Christ, but crypto as well. Christ is as 100% at the center of this show. Do we have sound? Yeah, we got sound and everything. Okay, I just had to check. We got a great show today. We talk about Christ and crypto, obviously, so finance and things going on in the crypto community, the equities market, so on and so forth. We've got 3 sections today for you. Okay, 3 sections. These sections include the daily topic of the leaked Hinman emails. Like for shizzle. This is corruption on all levels. I mean, at the highest that it could possibly be. We are in corruption mecca when it comes to XRP, Ethereum, and the crypto market. And we're going to talk about that and the SEC cover up today. Yeah, we got sound. You guys could hear that earlier. I got Alex Diaz in the chat. Buenos dias, Alex Diaz. How you doing, my friend? Good morning, good morning. And we're going to get some lock him up chance or lock them up chance today. That is what's going on. We're also going to talk about our long sum, short sum today. Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and Litecoin is what we have been watching. And we might take a look at the Dow Jones or the NASDAQ because all the markets across the board today are red as expected. Hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. So, I did not mean to go. Let's go back in that right direction. So before we kick it in, I think that's it. Make sure when you guys get here, you do the social media thing. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell in the top so you can be notified right now when we go live, which is every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And we get it. So this last Friday, I was not here. Took a big hike in the big thicket down in Warren, Texas, and Coons, Texas, close to Louisiana, close to the Gulf, and had a great time with the family there. So that's what we did this weekend. Hiked a good 10 miles, saw a cottonmouth snake, almost got bit by 4 total snakes, saw some flowers that eat bugs, and took the dog, and it was a whole great weekend. So a lot of volatility over the weekend, up and down, and we're going to jump into that today. There we go. We're going to jump into that today, and I think we're going to start it with long sum, short sum. So let me get the headphones out. I'm glad you guys are here. Welcome to the channel. A lot of things to go. So as always, don't forget that these will be uploaded later. Long sum, short sum, the daily topics, and of course, new creation, which is the last topic of the day when we go over the scriptures. And we're going to discuss specifically John 32 and some things in that pertain to a video that I'm going to show you guys. So you guys know it all wraps together. Everything's recorded. So without further ado, guys, let me make sure that I have the right button here. Hold on, let me look. Boom. All right. So without further ado, guys, let's get this thing rolling. Long sum, short sum, let's go. All right. So this is long sum, short sum, everybody. This is, what time is it? Well, what day is it? It is April 11th, Monday morning, 9 a.m. The market's just open. So let's go ahead and take a look at them because over the weekend, it's been pretty ugly as expected. And we'll talk about that. I've been waiting for this to go. Had some people in the comments going some trolling that my TA is trash and this market is never going down. And so we'll just kind of take a look at that and let my charts speak for themselves as they have over the last 2 years now. So we got Bitcoin sitting at number 1 at $41,181, down 11% in the last 7 days. Ethereum at 3,056, down 13% over the last 7 days. BNB right above 400 at 404, down 9.9% over the last 7 days. And the number 4 spot is XRP at 71,293, down 15.5% over the last 7 days. And Solana in the 5th spot after breaking $100. It fired up and then came right back down to 103.32, down 24.4%. The number 6 Luna would try to break 100 as well, down to 87.11, down 22.8%. Cardano under $1 again at 95.4, down 20%. Avalanche, AVAX at 76.32, down 21% of the last 7 days. DOT, 17.9, down 22.8% of the last 7 days. But then you got Doge, pretty much even across the board, down 3% of the last 7 days, down 8% of the last 24 hours. However, sitting at 14 cents, pretty much flat. So that's what we're looking at, long sum, short sum. I wanted to read that to you. I want you to see dumpage across the board. It is no different than what we have expected consistently on this channel. I've been on my own across the board talking about down movement, and I guess we're going to watch it play out today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into ZXRP. As you can actually see here, this is a chart from earlier. I have let this chart play out. This is exactly from Thursday, 100% from Thursday. Okay, and I'm not going to go through, I don't have time to replay what I did before. If you want to watch Thursday's long sum, short sum, it's all in the playlist. And I'll show that. Maybe I'll do a little clip and a link to the previous one. However, this is where it's played out. This is what we've seen as expected. Even the 5% down to the S2, I thought we'd come down to, went a little lower than expected. You see this? I'll show you the arrow. I thought we'd come down to the S2. We're actually sitting right under the S2. We came all the way back down to test super support at 70.2 cents. I actually got it at 72 cents. So right now, my long is 72 cents, which is right above this S2 here. And right at that S1 here, the break of the 404 at the 0.326, guys, which is my fibs here. So if we zoom all the way out on ZXRP, you can kind of see that we are all actually still in this up move here. So we have not broken a new low, and this is for the line, so don't worry about it. I know that looks chaotic right now. Okay, super chaotic. We have not made a new low. Okay, so we're down here back testing this area right here. This is what all the charts and all that. I'll just make you look nice and simple. Nice and simple here at a clean chart. Here are your pivots. We're under the S1, S2 of last week, under the S1 of this week, but it's only Monday, and back testing kind of the last test of the area back in March. So I want you to see this real quick. We got a low back here in January, okay? And then we have a low in February. Then we have a low. Well, this is not a low, another high. I'm sorry, another high in February, a lower high in February. Now we're working our way up to the middle of April, April 11th, and we're hoping to make this another higher low. What we're looking at is we do not want to break through 63 cents. I don't see us coming down to this S3. Now, I did talk about a flash crash on Friday, and that's what got me, or on Thursday, that's what got me a lot of crap that no way this is going to crash, no way it's going to happen, no way it's going to continue to go, but I have still been in correction mode for about, I don't know, 5 weeks now, just waiting. Yeah, 4 weeks. So just waiting for this all to play out. ABC into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of that last little leg here before we work our way up. Our RSI, guys, on XRP is also super oversold on the 4-hour. We've got a low on the RSI, then a higher low on the RSI, which correlates with we have a low here for XRP, which was sitting at 75.6 when we had this low on the RSI. Then we got a higher push on the RSI bottoming with a lower low. So there's some divergence here on the XRP chart directly. Now, I know there's a lot going on. People are like, I don't care about charting, and this is just keeping you up to see for those people who are doing longs and shorts. Right now, for me, this is a wonderful spot to start to take a chance at some longs. Really tight stop loss, but when we're oversold this much in a market, you see we've just kept going down. There has not been a serious bounce yet. I know we did have the 78 to 85 bounce, which was nice over a week. And I could possibly expect something like that now that we've had some ugly movement on Sunday night into Monday morning, along with equities. Maybe we get a little bounce back. So that's what I'm looking at XRP right now. I'd say we're in a good place to take a chance on a long. Keep it a nice stop. I would say you want your stop to be 67.5. That's where I would make my stop loss here. If you're getting in at 71 cents, that's a good place, low margin, a good place to be. So let's take a step over and go on to ETH. Okay, so this is no different than what I had ETH chart. You can see here, we spoke about, let me go ahead and give you, yeah, I think you guys can see that's long enough. We gave you a nice little target area to say this is rejection, and this was last week that I said look for a rejection and come back down to test this area around 3,100 to 3,000, exactly what I said. I'm gonna have to go back and play those clips. It actually broke lower than what I thought it would go, and I'm not surprised because people start to sell. You got liquidity, and you got some what's called liquidation wicks, where people who are doing longs and shorts. So here we go. Let's just zoom in here a little bit more, get a good idea of what's happening now that we saw that. So we have our VPVR, which is this right here at 30,000, and you see that, or 3,000, and you see that wick right here. Wick, right? That wick came into this VPVR right here. So now we're holding, but you can see it's trying to push down more. You got the equities just open at 8:30, and I'm sure they're going to try to push down a little bit more, but don't have the volume on this chart. But volume is slowly starting to come in. It's not a lot, so I'm not excited about it yet. We haven't got a big reversal candle, just a lot of sell bars going in. So I'm sure on a retrace that we should get coming, we should see some more sells, but it's still pushing down consistently. There's a lot of downward risk off assets. And that's what we're seeing right now. Again, guys, this is a long game as far as hodling is concerned. Do not try to hodl and swing trade these, because it's hard to get in and out as far as liquidity in the market is concerned, and not just fees. That's why if you're going to take a chance on longing and shorting, that's where we are. Right now, the short was resistance, was right here. If you chose to short, was in this area here, specifically on the back test, down to here. Now, if I want to see how much more I believe this has to go, all I got to do is take my dandy. Let's see. All right. High to low. Sure, spread it out. That's actually a really good spot for support. The 3.414. You guys know I say 414s is a good turnaround. 2 is normally an immediate turnaround, but what you saw with this one was the bounce, right? Bounce, and then another rejection. See that rejection come down, took another shot at 32.9, 3,300, and rejected in a 1, 2, 3 pattern, which looks pretty even. It looks like an ABC there on the 1 hour. So again, I'm getting really confident that we're looking for a bottom here. The move has come all the way down, and we are now trying to hold this VPVR, the visible range, right here. So you can see that faded buys and sells there, the strong area. So that wick bought up that liquidity, and now we're trying to sit here on the hourly. When you pull back to the 4 hour, guys, it's not as scary. You see some clarity in this. Are we going to get a 4 hour, or are we just going to say, there we go? Okay. I think you're going to load. I got so many charts up right now. When I go live, and I've got like 30 million charts to do all this and running here, running there. So it goes slow sometimes, but you can see the wick here on the 4 hour trying to hold this spot, looking for a close on the 4 hour, which is an hour and a half from now, above 3,050. Okay, that's what we want to see in Ethereum. Again, I've had this spot highlighted. I'm comfortable with this building spot here. A strong area, all this area, but I would like to see this hold, to be honest, because look, see this top, come back, test. I do not want to see this begin to come down and test the lower lows of 2,800 down to this. I do not want to see that, because that would make me not as bullish. And quite honest, I'll be a little nervous because we've come back down. You see this breakout? We've come to test 27. We've come to test. We've come to sort of test this 28.54, but we have not come all the way back down into this little area. See that gap? That means there's a good chance this still could dump here. I don't want to see that, but it all depends on Bitcoin, and we'll see. So this is a good chance for a long with the stop loss right under 3,000, like 2,965-ish is what I'd say. But then you got real support at 29.40. So be careful in this area. Again, it is a good long spot, but 4 or 5. If it starts to go sideways here for a while, not breaking 3,100, but bouncing back and forth and and then the RSI begins to go higher and higher and higher in that process. When you're looking at that, there's a good chance the RSI is going higher and higher and higher as Ethereum specifically begins to range in this section, guys. Be very careful. Don't watch your longs, cut your longs. If the RSI starts to push higher in this ranges, that means it's getting weaker and making momentum for another dump to come test right here, 2,600. And if that is true, that's where we'll see a 3,700 Bitcoin, a $37,000 Bitcoin, and a 65-cent XRP. So we're looking for that to hold right here. That is our goal. Okay, so for now, long sum, short sum call. This is a long at this point with a really tight stop loss. But in reality, if we come to this level right here, 2,600, say 2,650, that's key. Like if you get to 2,650, that's a big long. Do it. You got. I'm with you there. So if you want to set your long for that 26 and then get out as a stop loss right under that, at like, give yourself a 50 to 100 movement range, you're good there. So I'd like for this to hold. Why? Because we're also at a 50. See that? So we really want this area to hold. If this rejects, we're looking to come down to that 26 area. And 99% of the time when we reject off the 0.5, we're going to make a lower low, which means under. I'm just giving you targets, guys. Under this 2,200 down to the back test of 2,000. So this is what we're looking at. If this does not hold there, yes, if this is some serious stuff, guys, and I'm being dead serious. Okay, so please listen to what I am saying, because I have stated and talked about and spoke about consistently the correction here, and a lot of people aren't listening, but hopefully the people on this channel are listening, which is nice. So again, if this rejects, I'm going to show you. This is what we're looking at. 35% down to this point, all the way down to $2,000. Okay, a little under 2,000, which screams massive liquidation, which is the crash that I could be looking for. However, I'm not seeing that across the board. Okay, I'm not. I'm seeing a lot of places like here's stop, here's stop, here's stop, here's stop. So please listen to what I say. Great place for long. Just be careful, because this is on the table still. It is not done. It is not done. Not yet. Not yet. So again, long sum, short sum. The call here is long, tight stop loss. You don't have to short it yet, because I'm not about shorting things that are oversold. All right. So that's the call there. You can see it here. I talked about with Ethereum. This is the same chart we saw last Thursday. See this playing out? And look, this is my call. I said it could come down to right there, and we're not quite there. And again, our parabola, here's our daily parabola, stops at 2,600. The same thing I just said, right? 2,600, that's the parabola as it continues to go higher, with 2,800 sitting right there all the way down below where we are right now. So again, same thing I spoke about. So be very, very careful, guys. That red volume candle, that's a major sell-off candle there. So be careful, please. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. Still waiting on Bitcoin, possibly here. This is the same thing I looked at last Thursday. This was the chart as worst case scenario, coming down to 3,800, which would bring everything down. I'm going to take that off now, because we broke out of the parabola. This is a daily parabola here, so you guys can see. Daily parabola. We had a bull flag, which I believe was a false signal because of the parabola coming up. Okay. So I told you guys, whenever it breaks the parabola, we are looking for down movement. Look, broke the parabola clearly. Clear break. This is not a clear break. This is down and right back in it, okay? This here is a clear break out of it, continue to grind to the side, and then break down, testing that fake bull flag. I shorted. You want to hear something funny? I made like a 500% trade, but it was, I put $1. I'm not kidding. When I was hiking this weekend, I put $1, shorted $1, turned it into $5. Because I wanted to just test that short. I was hiking in big thickets, so I couldn't really short. I don't try to play the markets in the weekends anymore. Weekends to me, guys, are now off limits. And you'll see why. Maybe I need to do a weekend shot to show you guys what exactly happens on the weekends. Every single weekend it plays out. and it's a liquidity and liquidation moment for the market makers that like 50% of crypto falls for every weekend. So we are right here on the S2 right now for Bitcoin, and we are trying to hold, which is amazing. Great spot again. See, everything is coming to this support area. I'm going to zoom in some more for you. Okay, this is not a weekly. This is a daily. So this 4 hour, we like to close above 41,000. We need to close. But as you see this moving down, it looks like it wants to test the 4,000, which is not a pretty thing for anybody who is trying to get it along right now. But if you wait, there could be a better opportunity, but you don't know yet until it plays out. So again, I'm already in a long. I'm already there, and I'm letting it play out. If you're trying to get into one, wait for a back test of the wick. But here, if this breaks, S2, this is support. Again, long support, short resistance. We're sitting on S2 support right now on the daily. But again, this is the weekly right here, brand new as of yesterday. So if anything happens, this is the support line that I expect to be the monster. 40,200. Okay? 40,300 would be the best spot. And that's what I would be expecting. Now, we did have 40,708 hold. We don't have to touch, but we can see this could come back down and play because, again, I am not sure this is done yet. All right, long to the last coin, Litecoin, which we've been looking at. Same thing. Trying to break below 104. I talked about this a while ago. I said we can get a touch down here, that this would be a great place to long. 103 to 104 specifically is what I said on Thursday. You gonna chill out here, my VPVR? There we go. Okay. Specifically on Thursday, and this is what I said. Let me zoom in for you real quick so you can see this transition. Okay. This is the parabola, guys, that I spoke about. I do it all every single day. Is the what? The same exact thing. I always talk about the parabola, right? And the daily parabola and how this is going to play itself out and looking for that. You can actually see how it swings. I'm going to play it. You see this? See how it swings all the way up? So this is our trend on Litecoin, right? So that's why I was looking at this area, and I even said, man, I need to go back and play this for you guys on Thursday, okay? On Thursday that I was expecting, and that was here last week, said, man, it could just grind to the side and dump, right? Grind to the side until it runs in the parabola and then dump. But I was not excited about that. I didn't want that. I didn't want to see that whatsoever because that would have made me really, really bearish. But I said the best thing would feel like over the weekend it just dumped right down to its spot. And you can actually see it dump right down to one of my lines right there that I was trying to watch. Let me go out to the weekly and see what that says. So you can't even, that's not even there now. What is that line? Oh, I know what it is. It's my impulse. Okay. So let's go back to the hour. Let's go auto. All right. So now that we've seen that, let's go ahead and take this off. Boom. And there's your parabola. Okay. It came all the way down. It literally broke all the way down. Also, you see my full fib measuring the down move here. There's the down move. The short what is there. I talked about it last week. I just didn't want to short while I was over the weekend. I was on the road. Okay. And it worked its way down in 5 waves. Look, this thing takes time. 6 days from that point to get down to where I thought it would be, the 4.236, right next to that parabola. Okay. And now bounce, and now it's ready, I think, to fire off in the other direction because it's support. But again, we're watching Bitcoin. I'm showing you consistently across the board, guys. Let me do this. Transition for you real quick. I'm showing you guys across the board in all of Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and now Litecoin that everything is falling down to support, but it doesn't mean it's safe, okay? Markets are crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on in equities, and that affects it. The NASDAQ, the Dow, so forth. I don't have time to do the Dow right now. I want to stop right there for long sum, short sum, because it's already 9:25, so we'll call that. The show here. Remember, make sure you guys, if you have any other questions, write in the comments and I will do my best to get you a chart on here. I know Ilya came in last week, asked about World and some other things. Don't be afraid to come in at the beginning. So if you get here at 9, I can try to check something for you on the spot. But Litecoin, I'm really watching because this is a tasty one and this is a great spot. as you can see, it's reacted off of the parabolas. Boom. Each time, a little bounce. So we should see something here, some sideways, and maybe a back test, at least to 107. I would like to see a 113 back test for sure. That's what we're looking at there. So for the most part, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do the social media thing. You know what it is, man. Thank you guys for hanging out. Let me know below what you think. Long sum, short sum, or what are you doing in the market? What do you think? This is where we are. This is what I'm seeing. And with all the positive news we had in the crypto market, it makes sense to dump it. That's just kind of how it works. So this is where we are. This is long sum, short sum, guys. Thanks so much. And that is the end of, you know what I love about this part? I can just go boom, 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 boom. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, I'm going to hit it now. Later. All right, so before we get into this here, guys, let's go and say hello to you. I'm going to take a drink of my coffee, because now I want to talk to you for a couple minutes. You know, dang it. That is still doing the double thing when it plays. I will fix that. I will fix that. I need to figure out why it's doing that. I'm going to play with it. It's good. It's doing the double play. So I will fix that. Anyway, before we break into breaking news and go into the Hinman emails, let me say hi to you guys. Good morning, Alex, Lee, Douglas, Alex Yeet. Oh, man, it's good to see you brothers on this Monday morning, man. God is so good. Man, focused on the family this morning, over the weekend, guys. I'll have to get some pictures for you. We actually tented, camped out, hardcore. It was cold Friday night, like 30 degrees. And it was no burn ban in effect. So there was no warmth. It was cold. I know up in Illinois they got ice and stuff, but when you're sleeping outside in the cold in the middle of the forest, it is cold. But it was a great weekend, man. The Cottonmouth Snake and some other ones, and just a good hike, you know. And the goal is to try to hit like all the different national parks. Like Texas has a whole bunch of state parks where you can hike and stuff. So we're going to go down probably to the Gulf area here after Easter, if possible. And there's a wildlife refuge down there. And we are going to do some hiking and camping down there. You know what the best thing about that, guys? For you guys that have kids or family and, you know, you don't want to spend a lot of money in an inflation-based economy. I paid for gas, and that's pretty much it. To go to national parks is free. You got your camping gear, you pack some sandwiches, and you guys go out, and there's no Nintendo, there's no computers, there's no distractions. I don't even talk on my phone. And you just go out and get away from the world. And that's what I do on weekends. And then I come back and I look at my phone at night, and we got some awesome news coming. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I really appreciate seeing all of you, and I'm ready to jump into, let me get it ready. I'm ready to jump into the daily topic. Oh, hold on. Let me say this real quick. Douglas class spoke to me about Brazil, and the project seems really good. Okay, I'll look into that. DJ will definitely go. But this reminds me. This is my class. New Creation Cronies is the Telegram group, guys. So if you guys want to come on in, join us below. New Creation Telegram group. You got TikTok. You got Twitter, right? And obviously YouTube. So come in there. I'm really starting to push and grow this channel again. Got some exciting news coming forward as we get ready to launch some NFTs. Ooh, working on some NFTs. So, all right, it's 9:29 now. Now I can stick to the script from 9:10 to 9:25 is long sum, short sum. From 9:30 to 9:45 is new creation. So, without further ado, guys, let me go ahead and hit that button. Let's get this daily news topic, because that's what we like to talk about. Let's get them Hinman emails discussed. Let's hit it. Okay, so I hope that didn't do the double thing for you there, but we are in the daily topic section right now. And today's topic section, we're going to focus specifically on XRP, the Ripple Ledger, and the SEC. Let me go ahead. I'm going to take my face off and give you some news. Let's see, get you on the big screen here. Let's fade over. Boom. And now you guys can see your big screen. Let's start with some good news here. Let's start with some good news. This is from April 6th. I'm sure everybody has heard of this already, so this is not new. This is just last week. I'm a little old. I saw this because the cool thing is I saw Michael Jordan is launching an NFT on the XRP ledger. So I did a little digging and see that Ripple announces new XLS20 token to drive NFT creations on XRP ledger. Now, as I tell you that we are creating NFTs right now, it's kind of one of the reasons we're going to the parks, right? We're going out hiking and we're finding real photos, videos that we film or shoot that can turn into NFTs. And then we're working on also creating them in the computer aspect of it, but getting the right ones, getting what people want, and kind of letting the market kind of do what it wants to do first. But we know that NFTs launching on the XRP ledger are wonderful. XRP XLS20 is a newer standard when compared to XLS20D, which is the current standard for the XRP ledger that already utilizes for NFT functionalities. Talk about an upgrade. Now, of course, we got XRP Wolf, who loves to show everything. We shout out to you, buddy. Cryptic Wolf. Crypto Wolf. We follow each other, and that's kind of, give this guy a follow. He's a great follow for good news. So give him a follow when you get the chance. Okay, so let's see. I think besides that, I'm not going to go into too many details, but just know NFTs are officially, oh, well, can I? Nah, I hope this is not someone's YouTube. I'm hoping that this is not someone's YouTube. Yep, it is. Okay, it's someone's YouTube. Yeah, we won't break that down. Anyway, NFTs on XRPL. That's the big news happening today, but that's not what we're talking about here. So for those into it, that's what we're working on. That is literally the next section of us, and I'm looking forward to working with NFTs in the metaverse, and that's what we're really focusing on right now. And that's the goal. Like, we got to move forward. You got to be edgy. You can't just sit and rely. You got to have a stream of income coming in. You have to have your creativity boiling. For me, I have to have, you don't have to. I have to have my creativity out the world. And my family is a bunch of creatives. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to work on NFTs from my daughter to my wife and to me. All different styles. And I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to launch that because we don't want to do Ethereum ones. We want to do it on the XRP ledger because I'm not trying to spend $700 on fees. But that's not why you came here. You came here for this. This is why you came here. This is why you came here today. The cover-up. The SEC cover-up. All right, so I'm hiking in Big Thicket this weekend, trying not to get bit by snakes. And I see this. I look down. The stepdad's the one who texts me about Michael Jordan on the NFTs for XRP Ledger. He goes, is this true? I do a quick Google. I'm like, yeah, it's true. And then I see something about leaked emails. And when I saw leaked emails, I go, that's not true. So I done some digging when I got back to the campgrounds. Real tired, man, because this is 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks ago, guys, we did 17 miles at the Dinosaur Valley State Park in Glen Rose, Texas. And then yesterday we were in Warren, Texas. We did 10 miles. So a little tired, but this got me up and going because I've been trying to figure out how can we keep investors understanding that it's the long game. How can we say, it's there. I'm not crazy because I've been saying cover up. I'm not crazy. This is what I seen, but this is the proof that we're looking for. So let's just read them to you. Now, Jay Hinman, guys, was the old SEC director. You want to look into ETHgate and all that? Again, follow Digital Asset Investor. That's who I suggest you go follow if you really want a great catch up on everything. Because the main thing he focuses on now is Ethereum, XRP, but really Ethereum Gate. You know, he's not real focusing on everything else that we talked about years ago with XRP. He's focusing on what's happening right now. So if you want to get a good background, go check that out. But here are the emails. And this is why I'm like, wow, like this is real. Like this is real life. This is not a movie, guys. Like we are living in The Big Short. Like we are living in the shows that we watched 15 years. Man, I wish I had a chance at that. I wish I could have done it. I wish I could have done WeWork. I wish I could have done Uber. I wish I could have got a chance on Google. I wish I could get it on Netflix. Heck, even back in the day, I wish I could got it on Blockbuster or Apple or Amazon. I mean, Blockbuster's dead now, but you know, back in the day before it started, right? This is where we are right now. Like in 10 years, How happy or how, excuse my language, how pissed will you be in 10 years from now? Let's start. Shira, this is an email to William Hinman on Wednesday, January 24, 2018 from Shira Minton. Okay, so what I want to do first is I'm not going to go into crazy details, but let's just get a good idea of who's who. So Shira Pavis, that's who this email is from. Ethics Counsel. Shira Pavis Minton is Ethics Counsel in the Office of Ethics Counsel at the U.S. Securities Exchange. She's currently there. She's there right now. Right now. So in there right now. And she says this. Rob and I have been invited. Oh, Shira. So this is Bill writing Shira. Okay. The ethics. Asking. Rob and I have been invited to attend a meeting of the London arm of the ad hoc group of security law firms when we are over there for our PLI conference. Assuming we pay our share of any meal, not sure if there will be dinner, are you okay with us attending? It's a good way for us to educate and learn from the private bar. Jay and I will visit with the New York City arm of the group this spring. Jay Clayton is who he's referring to, asking the ethics committee. Hey, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Well, then here's another email. Looks like 1:24. What time is that? Yeah, about not soon after. Right after that one. It says a number of other firms, STB and SNS, will be present, probably about a dozen. And then these are all redacted. So you got to reply, redacted. All right. So now let's go to the next sheet because I have no idea what it says. Then here's another email. It says, it's law firms only. His old firm and mine are likely to attend. So now, Shira, we can read what she says. She says, if it will be less than a dozen, please provide the name so I can vet for Rob. So, okay. Now let's see if there's a conflict of interest. Let's vet these. So right now, what Hinman, ex-director Hinman, is doing its good thing, doing the right thing, checking to see what's going on and if everything is good to go. So far, so good. Now, Hinman responds, do you need the individual partners or just the law firms? The firms, but Bill, just pause right here. January 24th, like the same day. The firms, but Bill, just pause. It occurs to us that you have a full, I'm going to zoom in here. Zooming in. Can I highlight? I probably can't highlight this, but I'm going to try. Yeah, I can't. Okay. The firm, but Bill. It occurs to us, oh, I can. Here we go. Are you going to let me do it? Oh, ma'am. Okay. It occurs to us that you have a full financial conflict with your old firm. A full financial conflict with your old firm. Not just an impartial one. She says impartiality, but an impartial one. Hence, you should not be having any meetings with your old firm, even group meetings. Nothing. Zero. You should have no meetings. Zippity zooda. None. No meetings. Hey, Bill. No meetings. Hey, Bill. No meetings. None. You shouldn't have any. How many? Any. Now, do you guys have kids? You know I do. And I don't want to call my kid a gaslighter. It's not true. Because she's a kid. Can't really gaslight as a kid. But not understanding. When mom and dad says don't do it, there is no leeway. You don't do it. You can't say I didn't know. You can't say I didn't. You asked. I said no. Let me see. Hey, can I watch this show? Let me do some research. Actually, no. That is rated R, baby. You can't watch rated R movies. You're 9. But Dad, no. There's no but. But Bill, it occurs to us you have a financial conflict with your old firm, not just an impartial one. Hence, you should not be having any meetings with your old firm, even group meetings. 0. Well, Bill comes back and says, here's the name of the firms. Like, clearly, Kravitz, Davis, Paul, Sherman, Simpson, and Sullivan. Sullivan and Thatcher. Just going to keep that in mind. The one he never heard of. Let's talk about my restrictions. Thanks. No. I just told you, daughter, baby girl. Hey, You were not allowed to watch that movie. And she comes back and says, hey, you know what? The movie's there. It's on Netflix. I can control it on the computer. But, let's talk about my restrictions. Let's talk about me not watching it. I just said no. There's nothing else to talk about. I said no, baby girl. Let's talk about my restrictions. Thanks, Dad. Or she'll say, bruh. And I say, you call me bruh again, you're doing 10 push-ups. So, you know what, Hillman? You know what? Now we see seed. 2 more people will share writing back. Okay? About the meeting. The managing meeting in London specifically. She says here, I'm happy to talk live. My Outlook is up to date if you want to schedule something. However, now this is Dad talking to Remy, baby girl. You know what? It's nice. I'm happy to talk about your restrictions on the show that I told you can't watch. However, it says here, the analysis, I'm going to beg for you again. The analysis is the same for Simpson as it's always been. Baby girl, that's rated R. So anything rated R, you're not allowed to watch. It's the same until you are old enough to watch rated R. Daddy doesn't want you watching it. Those are your restrictions. And they're saying here, however, the analysis is the same for Simpson as it's always been. You have a bar under the criminal financial conflict with Simpson. It's rated R. You can't do it. You have a conflict of interest with Simpson. Why? Because you have an ongoing financial interest in the firm. Why, baby girl? Because you're 9 years old and you don't need to be watching rated R movies. Here, to break it down for you, Hinman, you have a financial interest in the firm. They are paying you. So you cannot meet with them, nor can you help them, nor you can discuss anything. It is completely off limits. All those firms, specifically Simpson, is rated R to you, Hinman, and you're my 9-year-old daughter. It is off limits. There's no discussion here. But, meeting with them while such a conflict is not permitted. Meeting with them while having such a conflict is not permitted. You watching a rated R movie at the age of 9 is not permitted. Criminal financial conflict of Simpson because you have an ongoing financial interest in the firm. Hey, William Hinman, your financial ethics officer, just in case you're curious, is still in office. Shira Pavis. And she told you not to watch it. She told not to watch it. Yeah, she told you not to watch that rated R movie. She told you not to touch it. Don't touch it. It's also a serious optics issue. In other words, the way it looks. It also looks horrible. You can't be seen granting special access to a firm you have a financial interest in, William. And this meeting is small enough to raise concerns, William. Baby girl, Daddy cannot let you walk into a rated R movie theater by yourself, alone, when I told you not to go. You being at the theater, period. Not even watching the movie. You being at the theater where the rated R thing is, as a 9-year-old, being there is small enough to raise concerns, baby girl. Bill Hinman, you meeting with this firm who is financially paying you, have a conflict. It's a no. It looks bad, and it's going to raise. As for Rob, I will coordinate with him and his staff on whether this presents any conflicts for him. I can't tell you about Rob. I'm going to look about Rob. Remy, I can't tell you about your brother-in-law, who is your brother, your stepbrother, my oldest, my son. I can't tell you what he's, he's, what year is it? 20? Yeah, he's 12, right? So he can do things you can't. But I'm going to talk to him about his separate restrictions because now PG-13 to him, right? Versus rated R versus PG-13 to PG to you. There's different levels to this game. Different levels to this game, baby girl. So, Bill, Mr. William Hinman, you are a no-go. Baby girl, rated R is a no-go. Your brother, I'll talk to him separately. William, I'll talk to Rob separately. You don't do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. What does he do instead? He does it. He does it. And now the SEC is covering up. Why do I say the SEC is covering up, guys? By the way, real quick, my goal is to get 10 likes every show. So please give this little clip 10 likes, or go back to the stream and click the like button if you like that information and give us a like. Follow, subscribe, do the social media thing. There's an SEC cover-up. Why do I say that? Because right after these things leaked, look at what happened. Ripple executives state list of demands to end the XRP lawsuit right before the leak. So you have Chris Larson and Brad Garland out saying, hey, here's our demands. If you want to end this, this is what we want in this lawsuit. Okay? Why? Because they know something. They already knew this. They said, here's what we want. Out of all the 442 answers, this is what we want. Dismiss the action with prejudice. That means the lawsuit is almost over. Enter judgment in favor of the defendants against the plaintiff with respect to all causes of action. In other words, there's nothing in here we agree to. This is what we want in our settlement. You're dismissing everything. Now with prejudice means they cannot sue again. Without prejudice means they can bring action back again. With prejudice means no more SEC actions can be brought against them. Number 3, award Mr. Larson and Mr. Garlinghouse his attorney fees. So pay all my fees. Award Mr. Larson any other relief that the court seems proper. So could it be for any relief for the for XRP investors? You never know. You don't know what any relief means, right? You don't know what any relief means. I'm getting a lot of buzzing going on here. Okay, that's just Twitter. Additionally, the individual defendants said, admittedly, the SEC demands a trial by jury. Such a trial would lead to further delays in the case that would file a year and a half ago. Okay? In other words, the SEC is trying to go to trial. The SEC never goes to trial. You know what? So what seems to happen? They're trying to do it. The SEC is playing hardball, and then, boom. Here's another ace. By the way, here's those emails that the SEC has been covering up. I mean, hardcore covering up. It's the fact that this lady told them not to do it. Guess who's going to come and probably testify during a jury trial? The ethics committee of the SEC. Their own people. They don't want to go to trial. This is a massive cover-up. This is a massive, massive cover-up. What do you guys think? That's what I think. And I believe we are steps away. The charts aren't there yet, but it's ready. And we are looking for that news to blow the whole crypto market off. The whole crypto market is going to come off when this lawsuit is done. This is what's holding everything back. And the SEC corruption has been revealed. And now it's being served on a platter for all of us. So hodl. Hodl, hodl, hodl. It's there. Can't tell you enough. I'm actually going to be writing clients a letter today and tomorrow, and a video to clients today and tomorrow. I'm going to make a very big announcement. But I'm doing what's best for clients, and I'm going to do what's best for you guys now to say, I have never seen anything like this in all of the history of researching investments. Nothing. Like nothing. I've not seen anything like this when we're in history of investments. History repeats itself. Doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. I haven't seen this specific type of thing. This is insane. That's how I know this is world changing. This is how I know. Do your own research. Do your own research for sure. Educational purposes only. I said how I'm going to talk to my clients, right? Well, New Creation Capital's clients. I say mine because I feel like, we're all in this together. You guys are my friends. I don't even know 99% of you, but you're my friend. I love you. What do you guys think, though? Is this a big cover-up? Am I crazy? Am I conspiracy theorists? I know. I. Can't spell Ripple without I. That's how I feel about it. Let me know below what you guys think. Welcome to the comments. Welcome to the show. It's your boy Christian Israel. We do these daily drops every day, man. This is filmed during the live stream in the mornings, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So come every day, Monday through Friday, to catch this live. And then this is uploaded later under the daily topics as the SEC cover-up and the leaked Hinman emails. Let me know what you guys think. That is the end of this section. Let's go ahead and close this out. Okay, here we are. We're here, we're back. I need to check some prices here. What's going on in our price action? Sitting at 70.6 right now. Looks like XRP is pulling down just a little bit. That's not really what I'm looking at. Let's look at, yep, there we go. We got Ethereum working its way down here to the $3,000 mark, trying to finish out that move. Let's look at Bitcoin. Still trying to come back in as thought. It's coming back down to try to test this, to retest the bottom of this wick. That's what we'd like to see. We don't want this to break down. We do not. On daily, this is based off the line chart, guys. Keep that in mind. So this is not as accurate because it's the daily close, but this needs to hold right here in this area. And I'm seeing this holding for Litecoin. If this area doesn't hold for Litecoin, that means the rest of crypto is going to break down. Again, I don't want to see that. I do not want to see that whatsoever. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the daily scriptures, man. If this is where you get off for the day, thank you for hanging out. Remember, we're trying to get 10 likes overall on the stream. So as you come in, hit the like. Good morning on Bullish on XRP, brother. It is good to see you. It's good to see you. Let me make sure. Let's see here. So before we get into this last topic on the day, the new creation, if this is your drop off, thank you guys for hanging out so much. I hate asking for likes, but I feel like I have to do it as part of the show, right? So do the social media thing, hit the notification bell, mainly so you can get notified when I go live. That's the big thing. And then I do 3 updates a day. We're going to redrop the long sum, short sum, then drop the daily drop. And then we're going to drop what we're going to do next, which is the new creation section, where we go over some scripture. I'm going to play some stuff for you and then go from there. So thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Let's go ahead and go into the last section of the day and talk about Christ, because this is not just crypto, guys. This is Christ and crypto. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is my favorite part of the podcast. Thanks for hanging out. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, then you are a new creation. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to play this for you, and then I'm going to show what the scriptures say. Now, what is this? I want you to listen to this. This is a military general speaking about Project Looking Glass, okay? Just to give you an idea, I should have Googled this before. Let me give you an idea of Project Looking Glass, okay? There's a lot of stuff talking about. Now what it does, okay, this is crazy, and that's why we're going to talk scripture, okay? Project Looking Glass is now an interactive free software project that tries to guess the future. It tries to play out all the scenarios on a chessboard, right? You know, there's some 30,000 moves that can happen in a chessboard, right? I'm not a great chess player, but I play chess. And I know that every move that happens, there's a certain amount of moves that can happen after that, right? So if I move my knight and then he moves his pawn, then I move my rook, right? Those 3 separate moves have caused a whole thing of different moves to have how it plays out. But based on those 3 moves, how everything plays out, this is what the computer will play out. So that's what the Project Looking Glass is that humans' way, U.S. military's way of trying to project the future. I can't think of the movie with Ben Affleck and Uma Thurman where he gets his mind wiped after he goes and builds a project that does future. And that's what this reminds me of. And we're going to talk about this over the next 2 days here, okay? So it is 9:54, so let me go ahead and play that video for you. I don't think I can full screen this because it's a TikTok, but I'm going to play it. Let's go.
To solve this problem, this timeline contraction problem. And I eventually did my due diligence and did all the investigating and basically only had one piece of information, and that was reinforcement. The computer's right. The timelines will contract down to some inevitable thing. There is an inevitable event. It's been forecast, it's been predicted, it's been fed to us in a slop trough of what they want us to believe will happen. They don't actually have control over what happens. They only have control over the reaction, and it seems that no matter what they try to do to cause their desired reaction, it's going to have an opposite effect. Much, much easier for me to explain today what that process is as opposed to back then. If I had to give it a name, I would say it's the awakening process. It's an evolution of consciousness that cannot, will not, and no matter what decisions or possibilities are injected into the equation, eventually it all resolves down to us all learning the truth and becoming aware of this massive dam of lies that has been built that keep us from knowing massive volume of information that we should otherwise possess. Essentially what happened with Looking Glass, not only did they not want people to use it anymore because they knew it was just going to burp out the same thing, but at the same time they didn't want anybody else to know what it was saying, I'm sure. Because that information was a monumental concern when I was in the military about how to prevent this inevitability. Now, at first I thought it was end of the world. Now I see end of the world as end of their world. The biggest cherry on top of all this conversation would be a synopsis to say that if I could convince everybody out there that for all intents and purposes, what we believe to be true eventually becomes true. If somebody convinces us that a major disaster is going to happen in the very near future, a major disaster happens in the very near future. If we don't buy into that fear and accept that there's really nothing that we know is going to, that I was called in and asked.
All right, let me pause that there because it goes into the second aspect of it, and I'm going to play the second for you. But what this is an introduction to, and we're going to do the next part tomorrow, is this computer is trying to tell people what's inevitable is everything that you see, it's all coming to one point. Like, it's going to come to this point. The elites know it, and they can't control it because it's going to be something different. It's going to take all their power away. They don't know when it's happening, but it's coming. An awakening, and it's a truth that's coming. No matter what, all the lies are going to tear down. And this computer that this guy was a part of in the military, whatever AI system they have, no matter what they did, they could not get it to do something else. And so this is the first part. I'll play the second part tomorrow, but I want to go into a scripture specifically. Okay? And it's in John 8 that goes over this. And let's see here. Where was it at? Now I typed John 8. Did I miss? Let's see. Mount of Olives. Okay. Judge, human standard, past judge, nor does own law, written test, two ways testifies. You know, that was John. The Son of Man will know I am nothing. Speak the Father pleases me, even spoke. Oh, here it is. Okay, I got it. So, right, there was this part of the scripture about being free, right? The truth, the revelation that all the people, that's what he's pitching about. There's going to be an opening, a revelation where people will no longer be slaves to the system anymore or slaves of the system. And so he goes into this discussion, and tomorrow he goes into a chess piece player, and that is really what I'm going to get into the next part. But this is just an introduction to tomorrow's scriptures, okay? So it says here, it says, dispute over whose children Jesus' opponents are. It says, this is John 8:31, and it says, to the Jews who had believed him, Jesus said, if you hold to my teaching, you are really my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So the people who believe in Christ truly believe in him. They will know the truth already. They're not fighting the truth. They're not fighting the elites. Jesus said, you already know it. But then the people who believe in Jesus said this, we are Abraham's descendants, the Jewish folks, and have never been slaves to anyone. How can you say that we shall be set free? Now, how important is that right now in America? You and I, or around the world, can say, I've never been a slave to actually anybody. Like me, I've not been a physical slave to somebody. So how you can say I'm not free? And Jesus says, wait, hold on. You and our minds are not the same. Jesus says, very truly I tell you, everyone who is a slave to sin. Now, everyone who sins is a slave to sin. Sin again means miss the mark, right? Or have an idol. Just means to miss the mark, to be separated from God. Really, sin means to be separate from God, to miss the mark from God. So reality, everyone sins because everyone is separate in this body, in this moment, before the Great Awakening, separate from God. We're all sinners. That's why we all need Jesus. But he says, now a slave has no permanent place in the family, but a son, who we are all sons and daughters of Christ, but a son belongs to it forever. So if the Son, who is Jesus, sets you free, you will be free indeed. And all the elites know it. The elites is another word for the world, what they see. Remember, Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy. This is Satan's world. He wants you to be a slave to sin, a slave to your passions, a slave to the world. But if Jesus says, if the Son sets you free, you are free indeed. I know you are Abraham's descendants. Yet you are looking for a way to kill me. You see it here in the world right now, looking a way to kill away Christ, kill away the Christian world, the Christian lifestyle, the Christian thought process. If you are a Christian in America, that means you hate gays according to them. That means you hate anything that's not Christ. Well, they use the word hate and Jesus in the same sentence, to me, is a step to blasphemy. I might dislike what you do, but I'm not judging you. I am not your judge. I have my own sense, but I know Jesus is there to set me free. And he tells you what you've heard of him, you've heard through me. So Jesus will set you free. So when he is talking about, not Jesus, but this gentleman here talking about the elites locking you down. COVID, lockdown in China right now is insane. And it's coming here, new variant here, new variant here. They're trying to slave you to fear, make you a slave. And therefore, in our slave state, mental state, we begin to do physically slave things. To go out in the world and try to fill those spots. That's why I spent time with my family this weekend. Trying to fix things that are fixable, that we can control, which is our relationships with each other. And our relationship with Christ. Because Christ says he is the truth and he will set you free despite what the elites are doing right now in this world. A great revealing is coming. I can't wait to play tomorrow's clip for you. It is amazing because then I did a little research. Not I didn't do the research. Let me back this up. The wife did the research. She sent these to me. And it's just, I'm like, oh man, it's wonderful. Then I can go and attach it to scriptures. She sent me this, number 2, and then something else I'll show you tomorrow. If you guys got some stuff that maybe relates to prophecy right now, send it to me. We can talk about it in this section. That's what this section is for, to take the scriptures that are written 2,000 plus years ago and apply them to today as the prophecy is happening and unveiling itself. Because God's word is always true today, tomorrow, the future, the past, whenever. It is always true. He's the beginning and the end. And the elites know it, despite them trying to take control. The devil knows it every day that he's already lost the battle. So the goal is to win you by making you a slave to fear. A slave to fear and to despise God and to curse God. They don't want you to, he doesn't care if you believe in Satan himself. He just wants you not to put your trust in God, to despise God, to hate God, and to praise yourself. And the elites see that, like, oh shoot, we can use that, use the people's weakness. So then they will go and find other things to forget about the I'm here to tell you, Jesus will set you free. For those who believe in him, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. For those who believe in them, for those who confess with their mouth and believe in their heart that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, that he was brought here for us, murdered and killed and sacrificed by the people he came to save. And he took on our sin for someone who knew no sin. And the elites know this. That's why you see in America, they are trying to get rid of anything that is Christianity. Any other religion is okay in America. Because Christ is not a religion. Jesus Christ is the Son of God, is God, and is in us. But it is a relationship directly with him and not of this world. There is nobody in this world that you pray to. No priest, no pope, no father, no pastor. You don't pray to any of those people. There is one person we pray to. We pray to God, but there's one person that we ask God for things through, and that is Christ. Anything we ask of him with a true heart will be given to us We believe and have faith. And that's this section, guys. Tomorrow will be awesome. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. But today, it's Monday. You know what it is, man. John, little John for you. That's the end of this section, man. God is so good. God is so good before I close this out. So tomorrow, jump on this section. Like, comment, subscribe below. Let me know what you think in this. Any other scriptures you got? Any other prophetic things you want to discuss that are Bible related? Or if you just want to strike up a debate. I'm looking for people to come on the channel and definitely strike up a debate. I love it. Let's talk Christ and crypto on this channel, guys. Please like, follow, subscribe, do the social media thing. And that is the end of this section. So let's get out of, let's get out of new creation. This is my favorite part of the podcast. Thanks for hanging out. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, then you are a new creation. Okay. I guess we are done. Let's call it a day. It is 10:06. We are running over, so I'm going to call that a quit for the day. We are done. Let's check. I think everything is rolling. We're still sitting there. 71.2 for XRP. I think we're sitting on Litecoin. So breathe, guys. I think we might be hitting the bottom here. I got some horrible storms coming in Dallas for the next couple days. So if I do not do a show tomorrow morning, that's because the tornado's really, really, really bad here. Over the next 2 days, we're supposed to get some really horrible storms. So we're going to proof this up, get it going, and let's lovely, leave it to the Lord, and he will take care of us. Not just our finances, but our health. It's all in his hands. It's easier said than done, is it though, guys? I appreciate you so much. Shout out to Lee, Bush on XRP, Douglas Johnson, Alex Sheet, Alex Diaz as well. And anybody else who comes by later, Leo, and all the other folks who stop by in the comments, guys. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the New Creation Cronies. You guys are amazing in the chat. Follow the Telegram group. Chat with me. Get some stuff on the channel. Appreciate you all. Anyway, it's 10:07, so it's time to call it a show. Love you guys so much. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Monday. And you know what it is. This is your boy, Christian Israel, and you are tuned into Christ and Crypto in the Morning, where every day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., we not just talk about Christ, who is the center of our world, but we focus on the financial world, the equities market, crypto, and all the news going around us that guides us to be, and not just the best investors and make the best financial choices for us, but the best choice that Christ wants us to make for us as well. So thank you guys for coming along today. I love you guys so much. Remember, God loves you. I love you. You are loved. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Thank you guys so much, and God bless. Bye, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and do the thing that people do on social media. At Twitter, at TikTok, New Creation Capital. Let us know, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Later, guys.